one person I don't know if is coming back at this point is Sasha Banks. So let's get to this from a week ago that, like I said earlier, reports indicated that she is indeed done with WWE, which is a complete 180 from what Meltzer and people were saying a month or two ago. No one knows what the fuck is going on. Can we just say that right now? No one knows what's going on with Sasha Banks. Wrestling-wise, no one knows where she's going. No one knows what she has planned. No one has any fucking idea. Whether she's still with WWE or is going to wrap up with WWE. Has she been gone this whole time? No one has any fucking clue. I will say, though, this report is credible enough from Fightful Select that it does seem likely that she will appear in New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom show on January 4th. They're not bringing her in just to sit in catering. I'm sure they're bringing her in for an on-air appearance, and it seems like she will be a free agent officially if she's not already by January 1st. So the New Japan thing seems likely, but what does that mean, though? Is she still with WWE and they're allowing her to do it, which doesn't seem likely at this point? That was my initial, assumption a week ago. Or is she a free agent and then she pops up in AEW a week later? Like, could she go to AEW a week later on January 11th and team with Saraya and Dynamite against Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter? It's possible at this point. I doubted it, and I thought it was very dumb for people to assume she was going to AEW. But listen, if she's free and clear, she can go wherever she fucking wants. I don't think we'll see her in the Impact Zone. They can't afford Mercedes Vernado. But anything is possible. So what are your whole thoughts? We haven't really talked about this a lot because, again, it feels like it was a decade ago with all the news that's come out since then. But with Sasha Banks, what do you think your future holds in wrestling?
I honestly don't know. I mean, I feel like you said, no one really knows what's going on with her. I guess she's going to be on New Japan. Like you said, I don't think they're flying her out there to just sit in the crowd. So I think we'll get something there. I mean, like you said, maybe she's just right now going to be on a free agent run. She'll go to AEW and maybe do something with Saraya. I mean, that's basically where they teased it. But, I mean, for her, I mean, you don't really have to sign anything. You can just do, like, independent bookings right now. And like I said, if she's out there, I mean, if anything, go out and do the stuff, get even more pod or get more, like, buzz, and then see if WWE backs up the fucking Brink truck. I don't know. I mean, I feel like on a business-wise, it's smart because, like I said, she hasn't really been in the public recently. She's still getting talked about, but say she goes to New Japan, does something good, and goes to AEW and does something good. I mean, it only is just going to knock her stock up even higher than it is. So, I mean, if I was WWE, I would kind of just move away from her. I mean, at this point, I don't think they really need her, but at this, if you're her, I would just do as much as you can to just get your stock up.
You made every point that I was going to make myself. That's the big question. I mean, no, I'm glad you said it because you kind of you gave my thoughts. You said exactly my thoughts perfectly. In that, does WWE need Sasha Banks? Could they use Sasha Banks? Yes. Do they need Sasha Banks? The answer is no. Because it's, listen, the vision is, it's definitely worse off without Sasha. Sasha is a big star. At the same time, though, they have enough women. They've brought back enough people. Are any of them on the level of Sasha Banks? Obviously not. Tegan Nox is not going to be the star that Sasha Banks is, or Mia Yim, or fucking Valhalla, or whatever. There's a lot of women they brought back, all very talented. They're not the stars that Sasha are. That being said, the world keeps turning. They lost CM Punk, the product goes on. They lose this person, the product goes on. They lose Dean Ambrose, the product goes on. That's the case with everyone. The wheel keeps turning. That's how WWE is. That's how every wrestling company is. You can't build around one person. It's harder to bounce back from certain people leaving, but for the most part, everyone is expendable. That's why it's all about the brand at this point with WWE. That's why they do this. I mean, they do it for this reason. They don't really build up anyone up as stars because they know if they leave, then they can just fill them up with another fucking, up and coming from NXT or some athlete that has no wrestling experience, so on and so forth. So, my mind on this has completely changed from where it was even a month or two ago. I know we've discussed this before, and I don't know if I've said it here or elsewhere. To me, I always said, and I think you would agree, that she always felt like the perfect fit for WWE. Why would you go to AEW when their division, they don't give a fuck about, I shouldn't say that. For a while there, it felt like they did not give a fuck about their women's division. They didn't portray them properly. They didn't really showcase them accurately and all this other sort of stuff. To their credit, they've done a much better job of that recently. Jamie Hayter is great. Britt's on the show still. They brought in Saraya. They're doing stuff with Willow Nightingale. I like that. Ruby Soho's back. And they're pushing more women. They're pushing more women's stories. I will give them credit where it's due. But still, the women's division, they don't get as much time as WWE gives their women on their shows. So to me, I felt like her leaving would be silly. But honestly, at this point, I think it's the smartest thing she could possibly do. Because let me ask you this. If Sasha Banks were to come back, for example, next week, the Rumble, whatever it might be, Do you have any idea what they would do with her at WrestleMania? Like, do you have any match in mind that would make sense for her at Mania aside from maybe her and Ronda? And even then, I mean, maybe she would win. But beyond a Ronda match, what more is there left for her to do in WWE? And who else is there left for her to face that she hasn't already faced?
At this point, I don't know.
I mean, there's like Rhea, for example. What, is she going to come back for 1 or 2 matches? I mean, there's nothing with Sasha in WWE that makes me go, she needs to come back and do this. She ain't going back to the tag team division. That shit's a waste of her fucking time. To put her in that division in the first place was a waste of time. And she tried to elevate it, and they didn't want to do that, whatever. Her and Ronda, again, is the only match that really comes to mind that they could do right now. SmackDown could use her more than Raw. But to be completely honest, there's no match for her that, to me, makes sense, that would be worthwhile, that would make it worth it for her to go back. I honestly think it's...
Her and Becky wouldn't be bad if she was the heel.
Yeah, switch it up. What, if Becky was the heel or if Sasha was the heel?
Like, I mean, I feel like we haven't seen that match in a while. I mean, I think you could do that.
You could. I mean, we haven't seen it in a while, but we have seen it before. I mean, they had that whole feud a few years ago.
True. But, I mean, also, Becky's also... I feel like she's at a totally different level right now.
She is, but again, it goes back to the question, her and Ronda, her and Becky. All right. Does she go back to facing Bianca after that? Does she go on to face fucking Doudrop? I mean, that's the problem. At least... and all these women are great, don't get me wrong, but like none of them really jump out to me as being like exciting enough to warrant her going back. If she wants freedom, dude, she ain't gonna fucking get it in WWE. Triple H, Vince, it doesn't matter who's in charge. She is not getting that freedom unless she's getting paid a lot of money, and she would be. She would get paid more money by WWE. But at the same time, though, she wants the freedom. Clearly, like I said, she's done a movie already. She's done other shit. She stayed busy, which is great. At least in AEW, or any of them on the caliber, for the most part, of the 4 horsewomen or a Bianca? No, aside from maybe Jade. Jade's getting there. But there's fresher opponents for her to face there. And I've made the joke before, what, is she going to face the fucking Bunny on Dynamite? Here's the problem, or here's the thing, dude. She doesn't have to sign there full time. Tony Khan should jump at any opportunity to use Sasha Banks, even if it's for a limited time deal, for like a 1-match thing. She doesn't have to fucking sign there. Maybe she will. I don't know. But I think it would be smart, like you said, you took the words right out of my mouth, for her to leave WWE and go on to do whatever the fuck she wants, boost her profile. She already is a massive star, a very big star, that is. She can come back an even bigger star a year from now because the demand will be there for her to be back in WWE. And maybe that by that point, WWE will have created more genuine female stars that she can work with, do whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it makes a lot more sense for her to do the Wrestle Kingdom thing, for her to do AEW, go off and do movies, hopefully do more shows and whatever. Will she get those roles? I don't know. She's done The Mandalorian for 2 episodes. Is she going to, break off into Hollywood? I'm not really sure. We haven't quite seen that yet. She's done one lower level, indie level movie a couple weeks ago. That was about it. So hopefully it can work out for her and she can boost her profile. Whether she flops or whether she sinks or swims, she can go back to WWE anyway. They would bring her back with open arms, dude. I think, honestly, it's a very good idea for her to go out and do this other shit and boost her profile, like you said, and then go back to WWE a year or 2 from now. I think that's the smartest decision she could possibly make.
Wow, I'm a genius.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I got to admit when I'm wrong, though, because I've said for a long time that her leaving would be silly, and she does feel like a good fit for WWE, but the more I think about it, the more it makes sense for her to leave. So we'll see what happens, and I'll be watching. I watch Wrestle Kingdom every year anyway. I don't watch the product really beyond that, but I will be watching for that reason alone. I think a Sasha Kairi match sounds pretty good, especially since we've seen it on Raw before, and that was merely a taste of what they're capable of together.
No, yeah, with Kairi Sane as the IWGP Women's Champion, I mean, her and Sasha, or whatever you want to call her, would be great.
Yeah, no, I know you're a big Kairi fan. Hey, bring out the pirate wheel, right?
Bring out the wheel.
Bring out the wheel.